Daniel saw that AJ Nezamabadi, huh?
Keep reading, you'll see. It gets better.
It gets better, was the only speaker. He didn't really have a speech, but in the spirit of speaking impromptu, like a table topic, he is having fun. Please help me welcome Daniel Ferreira.
Thank you. No lecture. It's okay. How does Moses like his coffee? Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests, how does Moses like his coffee?
Harder.
He brews it. Now, this is just to tell you a story of a little unknown fact. When Moses was trying to get his people out of Egypt, he did one thing wrong. That one thing is he served the Pharaoh a cold cup of coffee. And we all know the rest of the story. Why is that? Well, there was a study done with about 100 people that said they came up to a person to do a review about 3 paragraphs about a character in the movie. And without them knowing, the person just said, "Please hold my cup of coffee," as he tied his shoes. And then later on, maybe 10, 15 minutes later, they asked him to read a short 3-paragraph essay about that person. Now, the person that got the warm cup of coffee, they rated that character positively. And the person that got the cold cup of coffee, they rated that person negative in the story. Why am I telling you this? Am I telling you simply to, when you go on a date, should you go for a coffee date? Or if you have a business meeting, should you also go for a coffee date? Or perhaps in a restaurant that has warm lighting? Yes and yes. Those are things that you should do when you're networking, especially if you're going for a date, because it's cheap as well. But when somebody primes you with a warm cup of coffee, they have positive feelings towards you. So if you want to ruin everything, if you're going on a date and the girl gets an iced latte, you're done. She's not going to like you anymore. Just kidding, she might. But chances are she might not. There are certain things that we do every morning when we wake up. When we wake up, we either look at our phones, we look at good news, bad news. That is that warm cup of coffee that you keep in your pocket or next to your phone, next to your bed. When you're talking to somebody and that somebody starts telling you negative stuff, that's priming your day. You are being primed to have a bad day, right? So coming from that point of view, we have to understand 3 things. First thing, always have that cup of coffee, warm and ready. Second thing, if you're going to have a business network, do it in a nice, warm atmosphere. If you're going on a date or if you're going to have a business opportunity and you go to a very bright restaurant, or if the location doesn't have a warm, cozy feeling, like a nice sofa, the paint on the wall is warm and fuzzy, or if you're just going to do it in a warehouse, do business deals happen in a warehouse or in restaurants? Mostly restaurants, right? You don't go to a warehouse. Unless you know something I don't know. You do these business deals in places where you feel at home. Second thing is, when you are buying things for yourself, you want to buy the nicest things. Why? Because you're priming yourself to think more abundantly. Sometimes we don't want to spend a lot of money. I am that guy. But you do have to spend a little money to prime yourself. Maybe you wanted to go on a trip. Has anybody been to Greece? You primed yourself. Has anybody been to Paris? You primed yourself. Great. If you haven't raised your hand, this is the time to go. Because although it costs money, you are priming yourself to think more abundant. And in the spirit of increasing that 1% every day, as our wonderful Toastmaster, Cecilia Hogar, said, this is one of those things that you can do, and yes, it does cost money, but you will have a lot of it back. Now, does anybody here like to have fun? Nobody likes to have fun, right? Well, that's something you should do as well. Because when you are having fun, you are priming yourself for better things. Versus, you know what, I'm just going to stay at home and I'm going to scroll and look at other people and feel jealous about them. Now you're priming yourself for jealousy. You're priming yourself for, oh my gosh, they have better stuff and somehow I hate them. Now, if you're looking at that stuff to inspire you, look at it very, very carefully. Don't spend your whole time looking at other people have fun, because then you won't have fun. Now, the last thing I want to finish this off with is when you have the opportunity to come to Toastmasters and you don't take an opportunity to speak, just like my intro was a little bit off because there was only one speaker and I thought it was AJ Nazembari. I thought it was only one speaker, but a lot of people came in and filled up those spots. And I commend you guys for it because you're priming yourself to take decision, to take action. Sometimes it is very difficult to volunteer yourself to this type of roles because it's scary. I didn't have a speech prepared today. I'm just speaking out of the spirit of AJ because AJ speaks from his dome. So the next time you think about the Hebrewites leaving Egypt, think about it. Get your warm cup of coffee and give it to somebody. Madam Toastmasters?